Rungiri, and it's a large school which has over 1,000 learners, as been advised by the principal. Where we have commissioned 2 classrooms here. One was commissioned earlier, another one this morning. The good news we have is that this sub-county is now at 100%, and Kiambu as a county is at about 94%. I'm being assured that before the end of next week, Kiambu will hit 100%. There are many other counties like Marsabit and Mandera, which have already hit 100%, including Nyeri. So we are well on course to completing what we are doing, and we are extremely hopeful that by the end of next week, or latest the other Monday, we shall have delivered the 3,500 classrooms. Globally, we are at about, we are approaching 80%. I want to thank our parents for allowing the children to get back to school. I'm in school here. You can't see children loitering about. They are back, and we underestimate our children. Our children are extremely resilient. That is how they went through the COVID-19, did their exams, and passed. Let us not be praying for negative vibes on our children. They are back. Quite a number of them had even completed their syllabuses. They are in the revision mode. They have enough time to revise. And like we pronounced ourselves yesterday, their safety is of importance. We produced them, so the adults are not going to do anything stupid that will affect the children. God will not allow it. So because we are in a very difficult transition period, let us just hope that everything is going to go on well, and that there will be no other interference with the calendar for our children. Should there be need, there will be wide consultation. But from where I stand, I think we should be encouraging our children, not talking negatively about them. In terms of our preparedness for the things that are supposed to be coming, I think the portals are open. We are encouraging both the parents. There is no parent who is illiterate. My mother didn't go to school, but she taught me more than any other person. So the parents, together with the teachers, will advise the grade 6 learners as to where they can apply to go. And everything else will follow. There is now a sizable number of private schools who have also been registered, and who, if they opt to use our portal, the government will be very happy to place their children. But of course, that does not stop the other parents who want to take their children directly to the private schools. As we are all aware, the big elephant in the room is the CBC transition. We shall be having 2 intakes in January, and whereas the older intake is a fait accompli because we know what to do, this new one requires a lot of focus, and hence I want to thank the private schools who, up to this point, I think have produced about 5,000 classrooms, which are also available for the junior secondary school. Everything else being constant, I am assuming that the incoming administration will also embark on further additional 10,000 classrooms that may be required as we move forward. In terms of the using of our primary school resources, we have already identified 2,300 classrooms, schools which are within the same precinct as high schools. And because time is of essence, we shall also use those classrooms. There will be about between 3,000 to 5,000 classrooms available in those schools, which means we don't have to worry about teachers because they are in the same compound. I don't want to think for the incoming government, but we have left for them an avenue of low-lying fruits. For example, we have not taken schools which have the same fence with the primary schools. That is an area which they may decide to move into should there be need for extra space. So I think this is something that is deliverable, and I want to thank everybody who has contributed, more specifically the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of Non-National Government, with whose officers I've worked with at every stage. I want to thank the chiefs, the deputy county commissioners, the assistant county commissioners, and the county commissioners themselves, right up to the top, that we have worked together. Our target, and that's why I'm out here, because we are supposed to be doing less kidogo kidogo, but we have a target to meet, and it shall be met. And that target is another 1,000 classrooms or so scattered across the country. Like I've said, the Nyanza region, the northeastern region, the central region are doing extremely well. We have issues with Western and Nairobi and the coast. So we shall be ensuring that we encourage each other, because this is time to encourage each other, that we are able to actually complete, because money for these classrooms are there. And the most important denominator that the public has to remember is that we are building these classrooms at almost half the usual price, almost half the usual Kenyan price. You know where the rest of the money goes. So if we are producing classrooms like the one you have just seen at 788,200 shillings, why should anybody build a classroom for 1.4, 1.5 million? And that is the message that I want to leave when I am leaving. I would want people to remember that together with our teams and the teachers and everybody, we are able to deliver 10,000 classrooms in about 8 months at 788,000 shillings. And then ask yourselves how much money has been saved. Nobody is a hero, nobody is a winner, everybody is a winner. There's no loser in the process. But I think it will be then a footprint for people who are coming to ensure that they tell the public why they should use any extra coin to produce a classroom for our children.
Charles. Karara udah.
How are you?
Hey. Hey, Ango.
So you're doing your best.
Kira kira ini kami.
Of course, you have heard the pronouncement by Mr. Chebukati. I engaged him yesterday, and we are continuing to work together with the IEBC as far as the by-elections are concerned. Whatever is going to happen, we'll take the safety of our children first. So there should be no worry that when there's a by-election here and there, that the children are going to be scattered. We shall not allow our children to be scattered for a day or two. Since the teachers are there and everybody, and we have enough security, anything can happen when the children are safely in school, and so on and so forth. Basically, I think that's what I wanted to tell you. Unless my teams are working across the nation, we are inspiring each other to work across the nation. Western, which is at about 65, 68%, We hope that by Sunday or so, it will be around 80%. We want the whole country to have the classrooms for the children. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. There as chair and also as a minister, and I have presented results to His Excellency the President over the last 6 years. If you like, you can go to NEC and you will find that there are very many children who are 12 and below, who are already in schools. Are we together? And when you look at the Form 4 exams, you will find that there are already very many children who are below 16 and they perform extremely well. I needed you to have that information. So it's not like we are going into a new land. But having said so, the government which I serve, which is still in power up to today, I presume, has done everything possible. And I was directed to inform the public that in this process of junior secondary, the most important thing is the parent and the teacher. I've also said many times that do not take this as a standard 8 posting. So if a parent is worried about the age of the child, then the child can continue in the secondary school that is nearest to the home. It is as simple as that. Note that it has not happened before. We are also encouraging as many of the junior secondary schools as possible to be where they are. That's why we are encouraging the people of my type now, because I can say I earn enough to take a child to a private school, isn't it? If your children are in private school, keep them there until year 9. Have you not heard us saying so? If they are not there, don't rush to take your child to Alliance High School, because even if you take the child there in junior high school, there is no guarantee that the child will remain there. Because when we get to year 9 now, we'll go again to the public, and now it will be the cutthroats. Do you understand? So that is when you now target where you want your child to go to the senior school. So age is a factor, I agree with you, but it is already happening. In fact, in the last exam, over 30,000 children who scored extremely well were underage. That is for your information. But the majority of parents who want to be closer to their children should allow their children to remain as close to their home as possible for these next 3 years. And if it is in the private schools, you may find that most of them have actually converted the primary schools to junior high school. So the pressure will not be there. And like I said, there is no parent who is illiterate. Every parent is intelligent. Are we together? So I hope I have galvanized and answered you properly, that should not be a problem. I want to accuse parents, which I didn't want to do today. Please take time to engage your child and decide where you want the child to go to. This is not the time to say, no, I want my child to go to Kenya High School. That one can wait. That one can wait for until year 9. What we are trying to say is that the majority of the children, even more than it is now, will be day scholars. Right now, 75% of the children are day scholars. But we are hoping that in this junior high school, it can go even up to 80%. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let us have our glass half full rather than half empty. Hii watu ya Kenya iko namna gani? Asanteni sana. Thank you very much.